Hello guys, today we're going to go ahead and start our notes on statistics and graphs. Our learning target for today is that you will be able to create and analyze stem and leaf plots and box and whisker plots. So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and look at are stem and leaf plot. It's a nice, quick, and easy way to organize large amounts of data so that you know what it looks like. So in order to do that, the first thing is to find the largest and smallest number, then identify the greatest place value. Okay. The next thing that you need to do is draw a vertical line and list the stems. That's the greatest place value on the left. The third is to fill in the leaves on the right with the corresponding stem, then arrange in order. So it has to be in numerical order. And then finally, you need to make a key. Okay. All right, so having said that, we're going to go ahead and look at an example. Here is the data. Here's the data for, we don't know what it's for, but here is some data. So we're just going to go ahead and look at the stem and the leaf plot that will go along with it. So if you look, maybe I can't get it to show up. All right, there we go. If we look, you can see that here is the data, and below it is a stem and leaf plot. So if you look to the left of the line, those are your stems. Okay. If you look to the right, those are the leaves. So if you, and then finally we always make a key. So if I have 71, that really means 71. And you can see that here with the red in the stem and leaf plot. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually do a stem and leaf plot. So we have weekly babysitting earnings. So what you need to do is you need to put it in numerical order. So if I look at this, the lowest number that I have is 21. So I know my first stem is going to start with 2. Okay, and it goes all the way up to 65. So I'm going to do 2 and 3 and 4, 5, and finally 6. Those are my stems. Then I need to go ahead and I need to add my leaves. Well, my lowest number is 21, so my leaf would be 1. Okay, and I recommend crossing it off as you do it. So we had 21, we have 21 again. That's a 0. 21, and then we have 22 and 23. So 22, here's 23. Then I have 24. And it looks like that is all that we have for our 20s. So then I'm going to move on and I'm going to look at my 30s. Well, my lowest number, my only 30 actually, is 37. So I put a 7 in the leaf. Then I go on to 40s. I have 44 and 47. So 44 and 47. And then I also have 49 and 49. So you need to make sure that when there's doubles, you do add, you have to put 2 9s because there is 2 49s. Okay. And then that looks like it is it for my 40s. Then I move on to my 50s. My lowest 50 is 51, and then I have 52. And I have 53. So I have 51, 52, and 53. That is it for my 60s. And then all I have left is 61 and 65. So 61 and 65. Okay. So there is my stem and my leaf plot. So if I want, I can check to make sure that I did it all correctly. And there it is. And yes, we should always make sure we put a key. If I wanted to, my key would be 37. Okay. And what does that equal? Well, it equals dollars. So $37. Another way to organize large amounts of data is by using a box and whisker plot. So we're going to go through all the key points for a box and whisker plot. So the lower extreme, okay? Well, all that is the lowest value or the minimum. My upper extreme then is your highest value or your maximum. Then if I go on to my median, Okay, what that is your middle value. But the trick is it has to be in numerical order. Okay, so when data is in numerical order, okay, the lower quartile, it's very similar to finding the median, but except for it's the middle of the lower half. And you guys are all smart, so I bet you can guess that the upper quartile is the middle of the upper half. The inner quartile range then, it is the range from the lower quartile to the upper quartile. So what you need to do is you take the upper quartile, so the interquartile range is equal to the upper quartile, and you subtract the lower quartile. That's how you find it. The range, that is also a difference or subtraction. It's the difference now this time from between the high and the low. So your highest number and your lowest number. Outliers. Okay. So what the outliers need to be is they need to be more than 1.5 times your interquartile range, okay, away from the upper quartile or your lower quartile. That would make them an outlier. Mean, you guys have done mean a ton of times. So saying you guys have done the mean a lot, and so what you do is you take the sum of values and you divide that by the number of values, the number of numbers or values. And lastly, the mode. The mode is the data that appears most. So let's just go ahead and find all these things for a set of data. Okay. What we need to do is we need to go ahead. This is using the links of 13 fish caught in Lake Minnetonka on August 15th. We need to create a box and whisker plot. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to put them in order. So I'm going to have you pause the video and put this list of data in order on your own. All right, as you see, I have put my data in order, so it should be 5, 6, 8, 9, 9, 12, 12, 12, 13, 14, 14, 16, 20. So we need to find the lower extreme. Well, that's just your lowest number, so my lowest number here is 5. Then I need to find my upper extreme. Well, my highest number is 20. Okay, then to find the median, what I find is easiest is just to cross off from the upper and the lower until we get to the very middle. So I'm just going to underline, so I'm going to go 3 on this side, so I do 3 on this side. Then I'm going to do 2, and then I'm going to do 2 as I get closer. I'm going to do 1 and 1, so 12 is my median. Now in order to find my lower quartile, it is the middle of the lower half. So we are only looking at this bottom part, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh no, it's in between 2 numbers. So what you need to do is find the average. Okay, so I do 8 plus 9, that gives me 17. 17 divided by 2, that will give me 8.5. Okay, so my lower quartile is 8.5. Then I go ahead and I look at to find the upper quartile. I'm only looking at the top half. So same thing, if I go 1, 2, 1, 2. Once again, this time, I'm in between 14 and 14. Well, what number is in between 14 and 14? 14. Okay. Then I need to go ahead and I need to find the IQR, the interquartile range. So that is where you take your upper quartile, which was 14, minus your lower quartile, which is 8.5. And when you do that, you get 5.5. So my IQR is 5.5. Then my range is your upper extreme minus your lower extreme. So it'd be 20 minus 5, so that gives me 15. Now my outliers. So what it means is my outliers have to be 1.5 times my IQR, which is 5.5, away from that lower quartile or upper quartile. Well, if I look, 14 is my upper quartile, and if it's to get to the top number is 20. So from 14 to 20, that's 6, but it would be less than 5.5 if I took 5.5 times 1.5. And same thing here. So there is no outliers here. So none. Okay. My mean, so I need to take all my numbers, add them up, and then divide. So if I take them all, add them up, and divide by 13, because there's 13 fish, you will get that your mean is 11.5. And then my mode, I go ahead and I look at which number appears most frequently. Well, I have 2 9s, I have 3 12s, and 2 14s. So the 12 appears the most. So that is my mode, 12. Okay. What you guys should be doing is you should plot, okay, on your sheet. I want you to do the box and whisker plot. And here is actually the solution worked out. So this is your lower extreme that you found. This is your upper extreme. Okay. This right here in the middle is your median. The lower part of the box is your lower quartile, and the upper part is your upper quartile. Okay. Sometimes your lower quartile is called Q1 for quartile 1. The median is Q2 for quartile 2, and your upper quartile is Q3. Okay. So I guess these move. So this would be your median. Once again, this is my lower extreme. This is my upper extreme. Q1 and Q3. All right, we're going to stop our video for here for today. We will come back tomorrow. We will work on some more problems like this. Have a nice night, and I will see you tomorrow.